You say the wrong thing in a meeting. Your face goes hot. Everyone sees it happen in real time. You cannot stop it. You cannot hide it. And here is the strange part. No other animal on Earth does this. Dogs do not blush. Chimpanzees do not blush. Not one other species involuntarily broadcasts its embarrassment across its own skin. Only you. Only humans. And the real answer for why is far stranger than simple shyness. Charles Darwin noticed this first. He called blushing the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. He studied it for years. He wrote letters to missionaries and travelers all over the world, asking whether people in remote cultures blushed too. They did. Every culture he found. Every skin tone, though less visibly on darker skin. The heat was still there, even when the redness was not. Darwin concluded that blushing was not learned, it was built in. But why would evolution build a signal that betrays you at your worst moment? Think about what blushing actually does. It happens exactly when you feel exposed. You trip in public, you get caught in a lie. You are complimented in front of strangers and do not know where to look. Your blood vessels widen. Blood rushes to your face, your ears, your neck, and everyone around you can see it happening. That seems like a design flaw. A predator society should punish weakness, not advertise it. So why did natural selection keep this trait for hundreds of thousands of years? Here's the twist. Blushing was never a flaw. It was a message. And the message was not for you, it was for everyone watching. Psychologist Dacher Keltner spent years studying embarrassment display, and his research found something remarkable. People who visibly showed embarrassment after a social mistake were rated as more trustworthy and more likable than people who stayed composed. Not less, more. A person who blushes is telling the group something important. I know I broke a rule. I care what you think. I'm still safe to be around. Your ancestors did not survive the Pleistocene alone. They survived in small, tightly bonded groups where reputation was currency. Getting exiled from the tribe was not an inconvenience. It was often a death sentence. No group meant no protection, no shared food, no help raising children. In that world, a visible, involuntary signal of social awareness was not weakness. It was insurance. Imagine two early humans. One steals more than his share of meat and shows no visible reaction when caught. The other steals the same amount but flushes red immediately, looks away, and helps clean up afterward. Which one does the tribe forgive faster? Which one gets a second chance? The blush was proof you could not fake easily. That is the key. A blush is involuntary. You cannot consciously trigger it, and you cannot consciously stop it once it starts. That involuntary quality is exactly what made it valuable. A trustworthy signal has to be hard to fake. If people could blush on command, the whole system would collapse because liars would use it too. Psychologist Mark Leary built on this idea with what he called sociometer theory. Leary proposed that self-esteem itself functions like a gauge, constantly monitoring how included or excluded you are from your social group. When that gauge detects a threat to your social standing, it doesn't wait for permission. It fires automatically. Blushing may be one of the most visible outputs of that ancient internal gauge, a bodily alarm that says your social value is at risk. Respond now. So the redness on your face is not random. It's a very old survival circuit, translated into modern embarrassment over spilled coffee or a mispronounced word in a work call. Notice something else about blushing. It almost never happens when you are alone. Darwin observed this too. People blush far more intensely in front of others than in private, even when the mistake is identical. Stand in front of your mirror and imagine tripping. Nothing happens. Now imagine tripping in front of your entire office. Heat rises instantly. The trigger is not the mistake itself. The trigger is being watched. This tells you something profound about what your brain considers dangerous. It's not physical harm your nervous system is bracing for in that moment. It's social harm, losing status, losing belonging. And your body treats that threat with almost the same urgency as it would treat a predator, because for most of human history, it effectively was one. There's a reason this reaction targets the face specifically. The face is the most socially visible part of the human body. It's where other people look first, and it's where emotional signals are read fastest. A blush hijacks that exact channel. It doesn't whisper, it broadcasts whether you want it to or not. Some researchers have pointed out that blushing may even work alongside other appeasement behaviors, like the sheepish smile, the lowered gaze, the awkward laugh. Together, these form what some psychologists describe as a coordinated apology display, a full-body way of saying, I see what happened and I am not a threat to this group. Animals show similar appeasement gestures. A dog lowers its ears and tail. A chimpanzee grins submissively. But almost none of these signals are as involuntary, as visible, or as impossible to fake as the human blush. Here's where it gets stranger still. Because blushing evolved to manage small, face-to-face tribes of maybe 50 to 150 people, everyone who could see your reputation change in real time. Now, think about your life today. You're not living in a group of 150 anymore. You're living in front of thousands, sometimes millions through a phone screen. A single post, a single comment, a single mistake caught on video can travel farther than your entire ancestral tribe would have heard about in a lifetime. But your body's alarm system was never upgraded for that scale. It's still running Pleistocene software on a globally connected nervous system. That's why a single harsh comment online can feel like a physical wound. That's why watching an embarrassing video of yourself, even years later, can bring the heat rushing back to your face instantly. Your body doesn't know the difference between 50 tribe members watching you around the fire and 50,000 strangers watching you on a screen. It reacts the same ancient way because as far as your nervous system is concerned, the rule hasn't changed. Being watched still means being judged. Being judged still means your place in the group is on the line. So the next time your face goes hot after a mistake, notice what's actually happening underneath it. That heat is not in humiliation for its own sake. It's not a flaw in your design. It's a message written into your biology tens of thousands of years ago, one that says you still belong to something and you still care enough to keep belonging. You said the wrong thing. Your face went hot, and for 100,000 years, that's been the sound of a human being trying quietly and involuntarily to stay part of the group.